All right, what's up? Welcome back, guys. So in this video, we're going to start with the LinkedIn profile, how you can, populate and how you can fill your whole LinkedIn profile, and how that can help you to maximize landing job interviews. So let's begin with this. So a lot of this time, when you, let's say, have applied for a job and the recruiter is impressed by your resume, one of the first things that they would probably do is they would look at your LinkedIn profile. You might even get a notification on your LinkedIn saying that some person in this company viewed your profile. Or a lot of the time, it might even show the name of that person. But the thing is that that's probably the second thing that the recruiter would do to dig more information about you after reading your resume, after getting impressed by your resume. The other thing is that let's say if your LinkedIn is well optimized in general, for SEO purpose as well, then you might even also see, you might even see yourself in searches. So personally, in my case, for example, if I open my LinkedIn, I get like these kind of notification in which I appeared in around 56 searches this week, I believe. So yeah, in the last 7 days, when people search for machine learning engineers, then it was showing my name. If I search for my name, just my name in general, then you would see that comes the first thing on Google. And this is because that's the most relevant result it would show me, right? So it's showing exactly my LinkedIn profile on Google, like for first. So this is the benefit. The third benefit of having a LinkedIn is basically a lot of this time, as you let's say progress in your career, you would see that there will be jobs in which very few people or almost nobody would be applying, and even if there would be like let's say 100 people who have applied, all of them would probably be unqualified for it, and because of this, the recruiters are in a situation in which they cannot get good people by just posting a job on LinkedIn. So what they would do is they would reach out to people who might potentially become a candidate. So let's say in my case, I personally get messages from recruiters asking yeah, basically if I would be interested in applying in their company, and basically yeah, from there they take and they do the interview and stuff and see if you are a good fit or not. But if your LinkedIn is well optimized, then it would help them to basically search, and you might come into their searches, and because of that, it's going to yeah, basically they might send you a message if your LinkedIn is, as I said, well optimized. So yeah, those are few of the biggest benefits that I have personally seen. Other than this, obviously networking is one thing. Asking for referrals, it's the second thing. I personally get lot of messages from people asking for a referral at my company. Most of the time I just say no because I don't know them. But the companies, even they usually have like there is a sort of bonus that they give to their employees if one of their referrals gets selected. So yeah, gets a job. In my company, they give like $1,000. So yeah, but so maybe some of the employees might do it for every single person that messages them, but especially for me, I don't if I don't know them, I don't yeah, give the referral. So yeah, that's the case. So LinkedIn is more than a profile. Actively engage, network, and demonstrate your skills to boost visibility and career growth. Right, that's the case. Personal branding on LinkedIn, highlight big skills. So these big skills are usually the ones that that we found in your when we were writing when we were discussing the resume, right? Usually these are the things that you can reflect back on your on your, let's say, on your past, and from there past experience. Yeah, you from there you can say that these are the things I'm like really good at. So highlight your usually those big skills, and it can be through virtually or visually, which is basically you can put images and videos and stuff, and you can also write the text as well. Personally, what I do is, you could see in here I would have a summary, although I need to change a lot of things in this summary, but I have written a whole lot of things in here. If somebody reads it, they would see like 7 years of experience. These are the libraries I've used. A lot of these things are kind of something that they would probably be looking at, but I haven't changed, by the way, this thing in last 2 3 years, and that's I've just been lazy, honestly. I need to change a lot of that stuff here. Maybe potentially in the future you might see that there would be a lot of things that would be changed, but in here you can mention your those 6 skills, and the first line usually has to be your summary as to like what you can do. As for the previous experience, this is where you can mention lots of things about what you have worked on, what you have done. So as mention as many tools, as many services that you've used, and yeah, those kind of things could be added to those big skills basically, right? So yeah, that's the case. The other thing, yeah, personal branding on LinkedIn helps convey your professional identity. Usually, this personal branding would be basically you posting every few days on what did you learn, maybe your experience and stuff. At the end of the day, the personal branding makes a difference, honestly, because as you can see, like I personally get because of my personal branding, like I've been getting really good impressions. If I show you last 30 days, then it's huge actually. I'm changing some strategy, so you might not see a lot in here, but if I just do it, past let's say 20 days of impression, you could see I've got around a million impressions. So that's a big deal. So yeah, because so that means my post and my content was seen by a million people in the last 30 days. So that's a big deal, because a lot of people they reach out to me. You could see I get like around 1,200 profile visits, I believe, in the last few days as well. I have like some followers, and this thing is growing, by the way. So I'm gonna see potentially more people following me, and more things are going to come, right? So in personal branding, what you can do, yeah, obviously post and stuff, but you can also use you can also comment on other people's posts, other big influencers post. You can connect with the people who are in that let's say who are also connecting, who are also commenting under those posts. You can reply to comments and stuff. Now these things might look insignificant, something that's something very small, but they make a big difference. Let's say if you have commented, if there's a influencer with a million followers, for example, and if you have commented, then in that case, that comment can make a big difference, because all of their followers who would be probably seeing that post or who would be reading the comments would see your comment. Let's say if your comment comes first few of them, or first few of these comments, they are going to see it, right? So that makes a big difference. People might come reach out to you, and basically you want to project yourself as somebody who's an expert in your field, which is data science and machine learning. Obviously, you can also host your GitHub portfolio, GitHub link to all your projects and stuff that you've done. You can also talk about some of the projects that you've worked in the past, and maybe make some videos to explain what's going on and stuff. So yeah, you can do those things as well. Build a habit of connecting regularly with people on LinkedIn. Obviously, I've said that. Proactively connect with industry professionals. Now, a lot of this time, you can just search for somebody. You can say machine learning engineer, and instead of job in here, you can search for people, and you can let's say find a lot of people at a lot of these companies, and you can set up the current company and stuff. This is one way, but LinkedIn would probably set you, there would be some limits, like LinkedIn would not give complete access to you. So one of the tools, one of the apps that I like is Apollo.io. I think I've also talked about this in our previous videos, but in general, yeah, this is the app that I personally use for everything. And the best part is that it would even give you the email of the people that you're looking for. So let's say if you're looking for data scientists, all right. So if you're looking for data scientists that are working in I don't know, let's just say these are the people who are working in Forbes.com. Okay, I'm just giving an example name. So you could see that it would give you the LinkedIn profile, it would give you these things, and you can access their email, which is a big deal, because that way you can even send them if you want to. A lot of the time, these phone numbers, although they say that they claim that this phone number belong to the person, but a lot of this time these phone numbers are of the company that they're working at. You could see both of these people have the same phone number, so that would probably mean that it's of the company where they work at. So these phone numbers are not reliable, but the email you can rely on to that. Some of this time they have these emails as these emails are usually I would say like guessed. They guess it, but a lot of this time they are correct. So yeah, you can use this thing as well if you want to. So yeah, I found this good article that you guys can refer to. It says 6 things that your LinkedIn profile reveals to the recruiters. Let's say if you have well maintained your profile, then in that case, it would tell to the recruiter that you put a good attention to details, how passionate you are in your industry, how your peers and client rate you, and how you have a solid network, you have experience and skill that they were looking for, and your personality is a good fit. So these are the 6 skills, and I recommend you guys to go to this URL and read. That way, you get a good idea as to what are the things that kind of what are the things that are important to put on your LinkedIn, right? Cool. Coming to visual assets. Now, visual asset is basically photos and videos, and a lot of this time, like some people don't consider them to be that important, which is fine. But at the end of the day, we want to maximize the impact of landing interviews, and we want to show to the basically we want to have your whole profile enriched with photos and like other things, right? Although you don't see much in here, but this is where I did I have kept a photo, and you could see I have like mentioned my experience all the way from the time when I was a student. So basically, we want to maximize your landing of interviews, and one of the things you can add is photos and videos. So professional brand positioning uses visual content to reflect one's identity. So let's say if you have met somebody, if you have connected with somebody, or if you have learned something from somebody, doesn't matter that you don't necessarily have to meet, but you can put photos about what they've thought, maybe screenshot of some YouTuber's video, and maybe tag them, and like those kind of things make big difference. Like you would see that automatically you would start to basically people would be seeing things in there. Like one of the things that happened with me when I posted this photo, I tagged like few people at that time, and sorry, few like companies as well at the time, and one of them was TensorFlow. So my post was actually liked by TensorFlow themselves, and because of that, that post got like thousands of views at the time, hundreds of comments, sorry, hundreds of likes, I believe. But yeah, that was the benefit of doing it. So mention those brands, mention those let's say if you have past employers website, then you can mention a few things from there. Maybe with people that you have met, or you like their content or whatever. Take screenshot together visual assets, basically, right? Using images that reflect personal professional experience, so such as those showing large scale operation technology and major client like RBO and Cisco. Yeah, so in general, whatever things that you've done, whatever brands you have worked with, mention their photos, mention their mention some of the people that you've worked with. That helps convey messages that bridges your past professional experience with your future roles. So this is important. Now, let's say if you are working in, if you are looking for jobs into data science, and you have mentioned that you have mentioned in your LinkedIn that you have worked as a I don't know, SEO manager, for example, SEO consultant. Now, in this case, there is a very low chance that you would get a very low chance that your recruiter would be impressed, because SEO and data science are very different things. But in this case, like even if you've worked with SEO, if you can do something like AI SEO consultant something, or yeah, maybe something like that. In this case, you can mention the things that uh, how you did a lot of SEO using AI, and those things might be helpful. So you can do these things, and yeah, you can mention that. So make sure that your past professional experience doesn't necessarily need to be in the same field, but it aligns with the future role that you're applying for, and that way you can make sure to do those adjustments. Make sure, like, reflect onto your profile and see, and basically find out, and basically ask this question to yourself, that if I would be a recruiter, would this be a positive point or not for the candidate? So yeah, so that's the thing. Screenshot of relevant projects, collaboration images, teammates or clients, and relevant job related visuals helps build a credible professional narrative, right? Capture images that represent professional collaboration, enhancing the profile's written description. So yeah, example, co-founder images and stuff. Yeah, so that helps as well. Cool. Now, headline. Now, headline is the first line that people would see. like any place that it's this line, this is the headline. Okay, any place where your post is seen, this is the exactly the first thing that they would see. For example, if I show you, for example, let's say this is the place where I commented. People have been at, like, as you can see, I commented, there are 37 likes, and people have been answering, like there are lots of replies. But you can see in here, this is the first line that people are seeing, as you can see. And in here it says, helping data enthusiasts land jobs. And this makes a difference, because people who are looking for jobs, they would be like, yeah, this is the kind of person who has, who seems to be somebody who's expert and he helps people. So then, in that case, they would go out and talk to you, right? So in your case, you don't you can mention something like aspiring data scientist or something like that. So as you can see, they have, people are mentioning few things. Make sure that you don't put something irrelevant in here. If there's something that you have put, for example, I am interested in health and fitness. I personally like to go to gym and work out and stuff. So if I put that here, it's just like how people put their Instagram bios. Like if I put here that, yeah, I am an aspiring data scientist, and I'm a fitness enthusiast. Like why does it matter to the recruiters? Like why does it matter if you're good at fitness and stuff? So don't mention those things. For example, in here, see, Zach has mentioned ADHD. Now, a lot of the time, this, since he's already a big influencer, maybe that might make sense for him. But, for people like, you and me, it doesn't matter. We should not do it. As you can see, they have mentioned their contact information as well, and which is fine as well. If you want to do something like that, then that's also fine. But usually, people, if they want to reach out to you, then they would have your contact information in here. So yeah, in here they can connect with you, and they can connect to your email. You can put your website and other things as well. So that helps as well. But yeah, in general, what I'm saying is make sure that you have a good headline and how to write that, right? So let's see. They have a high. They are rated heavily in LinkedIn's algorithm. They affect search ranking. So it's not just that, but it also affects the search ranking. Understand your audience culture. That makes sense, right? Because if your audience is people who are looking in jobs into data science, then they would want to see a similar kind of thing on your headline. If there's something random, some other things, that there's no, they would probably leave you. They might not put any attention on what you do, right? Tailor your headline to reflect whether your attention, whether the audience expect formality or creativity. So that makes sense, right? In general, you want to put a headline that helps the recruiter find things about you, recruiter understand you, and basically tells them who you are, right? Reflect your personality. The headline should authentically represent whether you are outgoing or reserved, right? Use relevant keywords, incorporate industry specific job seeking keywords to optimize searchability. So that helps. So in our industry, obviously, in general, it's data science, machine learning. So data is the main keyword, and whatever niche you are working in, maybe you can mention those things as well. Consider adding contact information. Adding contact information can make it easier for recruiters to reach out, but comes with a risk of unwanted calls. So a lot of this time this might happen, but this only happens with people who are into like who have a big following, right? If you have a small following, doesn't matter. Like even you might not get any unwanted calls. But yeah, you can make sure that you have a good contact information, which is in here. The other thing is, you can also, by the way, LinkedIn also provides you to add your website. So a lot of this time, for example, if I open my comments and stuff, and here, although it doesn't say much, but with right below the post, it would show the subscribe to the newsletter or something like this. You can add your website. So what I had done before, when I was applying for jobs, I put my GitHub at that point, so people can easily click on it and access my GitHub, and basically they would be able to see some of the projects that I've done. Now my GitHub is huge actually. I've been doing as you can see, 21 different projects I've done, like lots of them, and I've done tutorials and stuff, and and I've been working on automation and stuff. So I do that here as well. But yeah, in general, make sure that you have a good so utilize this space of putting a website. In general, what you can do is you can look out for other people who are also, let's say, who are working or who are into the same field as you. Look at some of their look at some of their headlines, and then basically you can copy that. One other thing you can do is I like this person. So basically, as you can see, he is three times certified, three times GCP and AW certified. Mention your certification in here as well, because that's a big deal, I believe. Because if somebody sees you first, then that's going to make a difference, right? Cool. So yeah, that's how you can write the headline. Note to include contact information in your headline, yeah, as I've said, but it could lead to spam call as well. Right. Now, how do you write a LinkedIn profile summary? Now, this LinkedIn profile summary, you would be able to see this in, which is in here, right, in this about section. Now, ideally, you can put a whole lot of things, but obviously nobody's going to, read this whole thing. And this is why we want to make the best use of this space, because somebody who would want to know about you, this is the place where they would come and read about you, right? For example, you could see this is one of the mistakes I did, which was I've worked as a cashier back in when I was a student as part time. Although, what's the point of writing it? There's no point. So I'm probably going to remove it. So we want to make the best use of this place. So one of the things I've done is, which I felt was good, is writing things in like one line points, and this makes a big difference because people can really scheme over it, and they would see keywords that the potential recruiters would look at these keywords and they would be like, yeah, that's interesting. He has this thing, he has this thing, he has this thing. So yeah, that's something that would make sense. So this is what you can do is basically you can write about yourself, write make sure that you put those big skills, and you need to basically convince to the recruiter that you have all the skills that they're looking for. So let's say in data science, if the job that you're applying for, usually they use tabular data, so they would probably be working with pandas, PySpark, data science models and stuff. So if you have mentioned those things in here, that you have worked with SQL, Power BI, and like other things, and other things that let's say they are looking for, if you have mentioned those things, then that's a positive point. If the job is in Gen AI and LLMs and NLP and stuff, in that case you can mention those things as well. So you don't have to keep on changing this thing just like a resume, but you can mention every single thing, or all those different types of jobs. Like you can mention those things in here as well. So that's I believe the best use of the whole LinkedIn, right? So gems, uh, personal relevant stories highlighting why you do what you do, right? So that's important. Brands to build trust include recognizable titles. Example, government, organization, and well-known schools. I believe you can also mention. You can also put the URLs in this thing. I'm not sure, but we can check later. But yeah, you can also put URLs to some of the let's say your research paper, your LinkedIn, or sorry, your GitHub or something, or maybe your personal portfolio website, right? Qualities: mention large numbers to show some impact that you've done with them. Start with achievements, share your story, close with skills or contact advice. So yeah, this thing is important. LinkedIn summary, I believe what you can do is from your resume, you would probably have a summary those on the top. You can use that and you can expand on top of that. So you can mention more things that you might not have mentioned in the LinkedIn, in the resume summary. Um, at the end of the day, what you can do is basically you can go to people's profile and see what things that they have written. For example, this person, he is a data scientist at my company, and you could see he has mentioned few things, and whatever things that you like in here, you can copy that. But I would tell you not to write a whole paragraph because nobody reads them, right? So that's the case. But yeah, that's pretty much it about your LinkedIn profile. You don't have to. I believe that's not too much. You can literally take like a couple hours a day, in one day, and you can finish most of the things. And then it's all about continuously maybe commenting and posting, maybe like once or twice a week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, with this we come to the end of this part, LinkedIn profile part. Next we would be starting with the cover letters. So see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching.